You think you're playing the game, but the game is playing you. It starts with curiosity. A friend tells you about a new token. You see a tweet about someone turning $200 into $20,000. You don't want to miss out, so you download the app. At first, it's innocent. You buy a little Bitcoin, maybe some ETH. You tell yourself it's just an investment, a modern savings account. You even say things like, "I believe in the technology." But it's not about the tech, is it? It's about the green candles, the adrenaline, the moment when you open the app and see that little number has gone up. Your heart jumps, not because of the money, not really, but because you feel like you're winning. You're not just scrolling anymore. You're participating. You're in the know. You've joined the game. The game of leverage, meme coins, cycles, and cycles within cycles. But here's the truth no one tells you. This isn't investing. This isn't wealth building. This isn't a side hustle. This is gambling dressed up as finance. Every chart is a slot machine. Every dip is bait. Every community is a cult. And every loss? Just part of the plan, bro. Diamond hands. Crypto makes you feel smart, like you found a cheat code to capitalism. You memorize terms like TVL, market cap, degen, rug pull. You start talking like you're on the inside. But what if you're not? What if the game isn't rigged against you, but designed to keep you playing? You check prices while brushing your teeth. You scroll Twitter for alpha before bed. You wake up in the middle of the night to check the 4-hour chart. You stopped sleeping, stopped being present, stopped thinking about anything else. You've traded peace of mind for volatility, clarity for chaos, real relationships for Discord notifications. And yet, you still feel in control, like you've got this, like you're one step away from making it. But ask yourself, if you were truly in control, why do you feel like you can't stop? Why does silence feel uncomfortable now? Why does a red candle ruin your entire day? Why do you get restless when the market's closed? This isn't freedom. It's not independence. It's addiction dressed in financial freedom's clothing. And the worst part? It doesn't even feel wrong.
You don't notice it at first. The decline is silent. It doesn't come with sirens or red lights. It slips into your life the way shadows fill a room at sunset, slowly, then all at once. You stop reading books. You stop calling friends. You lose track of time, not because you're busy, but because time only matters between one candle and the next. You tell yourself you are early, that this is the accumulation phase, that real ones are patient. But deep down, you're not patient. You're just stuck. You're not waiting. You're paralyzed. Every time you try to disconnect, a voice whispers, "What if today's the pump? What if this is the breakout? What if you miss it?" So you stay, not because you want to, because you're afraid not to. And the irony, you don't even enjoy it anymore. It's not fun. It's not exciting. It's exhausting. You scroll through charts like a ghost of yourself, refreshing discords you don't care about, liking tweets you don't even read. You're not participating, you're performing, pretending to be bullish, pretending to be calm, pretending that you're still in control, but you're not. You're angry, you're tired, you're ashamed. Ashamed that you stayed in that project too long. Ashamed you bought the top again. Ashamed you ignored your gut, your instincts, your real life. Because somewhere inside you, there's a quiet knowing. This isn't how it's supposed to feel. You used to dream of financial freedom. Now your dreams are filled with liquidation levels. You used to want peace. Now you crave just one green candle to feel something again. You tell yourself, it's just a phase. It'll turn around. You'll be fine. But will you? You've built an emotional casino in your mind, a place where your worth is tied to numbers on a screen, where every breath is measured in satoshis, where even rest feels like a missed opportunity. And the worst part? No one can see it. To the outside world, you look fine. You're still posting memes, still sharing bullish PA, still pretending this is just the grind. But inside, you're collapsing. Quietly. Softly.
Every win feels electric. Not because of the profit, but because of the possibility. You check your phone, see a plus 12% move, and your chest tightens. That little spark in your brain lights up, just like it did the last time, just like it always does. That spark? It's dopamine, the same chemical that fuels casinos, dating apps, TikTok scrolls, and slot machines. Crypto didn't invent addiction. It just made it look smart. Now you can convince yourself this isn't gambling. It's alpha. It's conviction. It's part of the grind. But the truth is, you're not investing. You're chasing. Chasing the high. Chasing the win. Chasing the version of yourself that you think will finally be enough once the number in your wallet is big enough. And every time you think you're done, you're not. You say, once I hit 10K, I'll cash out. Then 10K becomes 15, then 20. Then it crashes back to 6. You don't cash out. You double down. Not because it's logical, but because your brain now lives in the economy of dopamine. And in that world, you can't afford to miss the next hit. You can't stop now. You've come too far. You've endured too much. But here's the problem. Every spike in dopamine makes the baseline lower. What thrilled you yesterday bores you today. A plus 5% day used to feel like magic. Now it barely moves the needle. You need plus 20%, plus 40%. You need memes. You need drama. You need the story. Because it's never been just about the chart. It's about the feeling that this time it matters. This time it's different. This time you'll finally be the main character. But you won't. Because deep down, you're not betting on coins. You're betting on the fantasy that maybe this will make you whole. But the irony? Every bet you make to feel alive pulls you further from yourself. You start to feel the burn. Not in your wallet, but in your nervous system. You become jumpy, irritable. You check charts during dinner, scroll Twitter in the bathroom, fall asleep with a YouTube TA video playing on your chest. You think you're grinding, but really, you're escaping. And that dopamine? It's no longer a reward. It's a leash.
But slowly, the winds fade. The charts don't move like they used to. You start refreshing out of habit, not hope. The thrill is gone, but you stay. Not for profit anymore, but because leaving would mean admitting you lost yourself. You stop replying to texts. You eat meals in silence, your phone glowing beside your plate, candles dancing on a 15-minute chart. You check Discord before brushing your teeth. You scroll Twitter in the shower. You sleep with YouTube voices in your ears, each one promising a new bull run, a new breakout, a new lie. The candles become more real than the people around you. Your world shrinks from cities and faces to wallets and screens. You start lying. I'm working, just researching. I'm almost there. But deep down, you know. You've replaced your real life with a synthetic one. A life made of notifications, price swings,
and anonymous opinions from people who don't know your name and wouldn't care if they did. And the scariest part? It doesn't even feel wrong anymore. You normalized the decay. You rationalized the losses. You told yourself it's temporary, that this is the grind, that all great success comes with a little chaos. But this isn't chaos. It's erosion. Slow, subtle, systemic. Your routines fall apart. Your posture collapses. You snap at friends. You flinch when someone calls. You dread conversations that aren't about markets. You became the gambler who thinks the next round will fix everything. The addict who says, just one more trade, then I'll sleep. Just one more pump, then I'll be free. But it never ends, because you don't want profit. You want relief. You want the numbers to say you were right, that it wasn't a waste, that the nights you didn't sleep, the weekends you didn't live, the people you pushed away meant something. But they didn't. You traded your peace for pixels. And now you don't know how to stop.
Ever wonder who's really winning? It's not you. Not the guy doom-scrolling charts at 2 a.m. Not the one staring at red candles with clenched fists and hollow eyes. It's the influencers. The ones with perfect lighting, perfect teeth, and a perfect affiliate link in their bio. They scream, "Not financial advice," then bait you into longing the top. They drop signals like gospel until it dumps. Then they vanish. Or worse, they laugh. They knew it was fake. It was always fake. But your click, your comment, your watch time? Real. Then there are the exchanges. Sleek, clean, smiling in corporate pastels. They don't care if you win. They care if you trade. Every desperate buy, every revenge short, every FOMO panic. It's a fee. It's a bonus. It's revenue. Your volatility is their stability. You see losses. They see growth. And behind them, the whales, the ones who never tweet, the ones who don't panic, the ones who bought at $3 and sold at $60K, then did it again, because they knew you'd be there. You were predictable. You were emotional. You were programmable. They called it a market, but it was a casino dressed up in tech talk. The roulette table just had blockchain on the brochure. And the worst part? You thought you were in control. You learned the terms. You joined the discords. You subscribed to the channels. You thought knowledge was power. But in this game, confidence is the trap. They gave you just enough truth to keep you hooked, but never enough to help you win. Because if you won, you'd stop playing. And that's not the business model. You think this addiction is a side effect. No, it's the product. You're not the user, you're the fuel. Every minute you stay, someone gets richer. But not you. You are the exit liquidity, the content farm, the target audience for the next scam, the next coin, the next promise. You weren't the player. You were the prize. So take a breath. Seriously, right now. Breathe in. Let it out. For the first time in what feels like months, you're not staring at a chart, not watching a line break support. We're pretending that this bounce means anything. You're just here. Ask yourself, who are you without the noise? Without the dopamine loop of just one more check? Without the constant stream of Discord pings, fake alpha, and YouTube thumbnails screaming in all caps? Who were you before all of this? You weren't born watching candlesticks.
You weren't a kid dreaming of 100x tokens. You wanted to be an astronaut, an artist, a musician, a chef, a human. And somewhere along the way, that got buried under RSI, FOMO, and the slow, quiet fear that you're falling behind. You convinced yourself this was the path to freedom, but instead, you locked yourself in a digital cage, one you built with your own hands. And the craziest part? No one's forcing you to stay. The door's been open the whole time. You just forgot how to walk through it. Maybe it's time to step outside. Not metaphorically, actually go. Feel the weight of your own body in the real world. Hear your footsteps. Feel wind on your skin. Watch a tree sway without thinking of trend lines. You'll be shocked how loud silence can be when you've been addicted to noise. Crypto won't save you. It won't hold you at night. It won't congratulate you for touching grass. It won't ask how you're really doing. But life might. A friend might. Even your own body, the one you've ignored while glued to the screen, might whisper, "Thank you. I missed you." And look, this isn't about quitting forever. This is about remembering. Remembering who you are when the numbers disappear. Remembering that your worth was never tied to your net worth. So yeah, take a breath. Walk away. Not in defeat, but in clarity. Because the real win is walking out before you forget who you were before all of this.
There's this saying in poker: you can leave the table anytime. It sounds obvious, but when you're knee-deep in losses, chasing what you once had, that table becomes your entire world. You forget there's even a door. And crypto is the same. It promises freedom, but chains you to the screen. It whispers, just one more trade, one more token, one more lucky break, and so you stay. Not because you're winning, but because you're scared of walking away empty-handed. But here's the truth. You already know how this ends. Not in a Lambo, not on a yacht, but with a slow, quiet realization that the thing you were chasing was never real in the first place. You were gambling, but you called it investing. You were numbing yourself, but you called it being early. You were losing time, friends, health, sleep, but you told yourself it was just a phase. No, it was a trap. A beautifully designed trap with flashing lights and Discord servers and influencers and hoodies. But traps don't need walls. They just need you to believe you're stuck. And you did. Until now. Because now, you're awake, and you have a choice. Close the chart. Turn off the screen. Step outside. No dramatic goodbyes, no posts, no "I'm quitting crypto" threads. Just quietly stand up, push your chair in, and walk away. No fanfare, no validation, just freedom. You won't feel it at first. There'll be withdrawal. Like any addiction, it doesn't leave clean. But then, one day, without realizing it, you'll laugh. A real laugh. Not a meme reaction or LOL typed on a keyboard, but one that shakes your chest. And you'll think, oh, I'm back. Back in your body. Back in your life. Back in control. Crypto will still be there. The charts, the noise, the next meta. But you'll be out of the loop. And that will feel like the greatest win you've ever had. Because walking away isn't weakness. It's power. And you just took yours back.